liters of water each day. This can be in form of soup, tea, water, cooked grains, and boiled vegetables.
Hello, my name is Erica Murunchi and welcome to Be Inspired by Erica. So today I want to talk about personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is not just a habit, it is a way of life. By maintaining personal hygiene, you will reduce stress, improve on your focus, show respect for yourself and others around you, to the people around you. Take care of your space and your life. Keep your room tidy. Wash your hands, cut your fingernails, comb your hair, brush your teeth, and many others. Take care of your space and your life. Brush your teeth, make your bed, bathe, cut your fingernails, comb your hair, and many others. Make cleanliness a habit. Personal hygiene should be a priority. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Stay blessed. Much love. Thanks for watching.
My name is Kishabel Kulabako. Yes, Kulabako. I'm a proud Ugandan for quite a number of things. For one, I'm mixed race, so I'm half Ugandan from my mom's side, and I live with all of them. So I've grown up here, and everyone is so sweet, and it's like everyone is a big family, and that's one of the many reasons I love Uganda.
Hi, my name is Doreen Tuhidire, coming to you from Be Money Wiser, and we're going to be bringing to you the hashtag 100 Ways to Be Money Wiser by Mrs. T. Tilda Nabandra. We're going to be running this hashtag 100 Ways to Be Money Wiser on U24 television. Don't miss out.
U24. Don't miss on U24.
Entrepreneurs Hub, giving you a deep and unique insight into agribusiness, services, ICT, and innovation, industrialization, and so much more. Entrepreneurs Hub, growing your small, medium, and large business entity. With yours truly, Sandra Kahunde.
Youth of Purpose. Youth of Purpose.
The Global Youth Participation Index under the dimension of socio-economic transformation does score Uganda at 69%. It does score Kenya at 82% and Tanzania at 75%. Today we discuss the role of youth in socio-economic transformation, but also one that is sustainable and one that is promising, that gives youth a platform and space for them to be able to contribute towards socio-economic development. Welcome to Youth of Purpose. This is Cheslin Ankunda hosting, and right here on U24 television. And as usual, I am not alone in studios. I do have a team of two gentlemen and one lady for today who will be able to help us understand what needs to be done actually to ensure that we have sustainable youth participation towards socio-economic transformation and development. Now, socio-economic transformation could mean different things to different people, but of course, one thing for sure is, are you able to earn something? Are you able to have a living and sustainability within each and every little space that you are in? And of course, I'm going to just do a brief intro about on my guests, and then we'll allow them a minute or less to tell us who they are. With me is a youth leader all the way from Mitoma district, and who is appearing for his very first time on this show. And next to him is Linda Auma Owili, who has been here several times and also a lawyer by profession. And next to Linda is Wycliffe Tumuhimbise, all the way from Buhweju district, and a former member of parliament contestant for Buhweju East or West?
It is West.
West, yes. And that is my team for today. But, you know, one-on-one is very key. So would love to know who is Wycliffe at depth and other panelists. But let me start it off with you, Wycliffe. Kindly say hello to our viewers, and you're welcome to this show.
Hello, viewers out there. And Madam Moderator, my sister, Madam Tresilin, my brother from Mitoma, Honorable Regan from Kashenshero, and my sister here from another mother. Me personally, I'm Tumuhimbise Wycliffe, and I'm commonly known as Honorable Wick, son of a peasant. And I come from Buhweju, that is Ankole, the only district in Ankole without a single Tamaka road. Wow. Yes. And we are the ones well known for having riches. We have gold, we have tea, we have all the resources, but we are the poorest in Ankole sub-region. So that's why it's one of the reasons why I said no. We should be the people to bring the change we want to see. Thank you, Madam Tresilin. I'm very proud of you as a team of Youth of Purpose.
Thank you so much, and happy belated birthday.
Hey, thank you.
Yes. So I would like you talk about Buhweju and all the resources there. Yes. I think this would be one of the conversations we shall have later on, because you're talking about socio-economic transformation and development. So if it doesn't reflect in the services offered in the community and where the problem is. But let me get to you, Linda. Linda, kindly say hello to our viewers and our listeners.
Hello viewers, I'm happy to be here once again. My name is Awili Linda Ouma. I am from Abim district, one of the 9 districts of Karamoja. I am a lawyer by profession, passionate about social justice and policy making. I'm also a domestic violence advocate. I am just, I really do consider myself as a student of life. I like to learn, to unlearn. I'm so happy to be part of this conversation.
Thank you so much, Linda, and you're welcome to this week's episode. Next to Linda is Regan. Regan, kindly say hello to our listeners and our viewers.
Hello, a very good evening everyone outside there, and thank you very much, Madam Moderator Tresilin. And I also want to thank all panelists here who have tried to spare their time in this time when time fixation is a problem, most especially the young people, to come and contribute and share the views that are affecting youth outside there, and as well to share the issues that are going to add a brick to the young generation that we have. Thank you.
Interesting, and you're welcome to the show. Let me start it off with you, Wycliffe. As someone who aspired and at a level of a member of parliament,
yes.
As a young person, we are in an era where youth feel I should just particularly run maybe in youth council, maybe in youth league and all that. But as a young person who saw the need to run on a seat as big as a member of parliament, and in relation to the fact that we're talking about socio-economic transformation of the young people, what was the motive in regards to the conversation?
Thank you so much, Madam Moderator, and our beloved viewers who are out there. Before I go to that question straight, I want to first give a light on what we call economic and sustainable development.
Yes.
When we talk of sustainable development, it is the growing of the economy and not destroying the opportunities of our generation. What am I talking about? If there is something which you want to see in a long run, you must make sure that in for now, you do your best to make it happen in the years even if you are there or you are not there. So as me, Tumhimsa Wycliffe, and as you said, I represent my youth. That is chairperson, Youth League in my district, and in NYC, I do as the secretary. But in regard to what you've been asking about, socio-economic transformation or sustainable development, this is all about what we can do that can make us achieve something and maybe earn something in our pockets. Because at the end of the day, we survive on economy. Like in my district, as I earlier guided, for us we are tea growers, whereby our parents and our brothers and sisters, they go pluck tea, they sell it, and it's where we get the tuition. It's where we get some small money for our basic needs. We have gold, they go, they mine gold, they sell it, however much they exploit us, because the people who mine, who are our people from our land, they are not the beneficiaries. And these are the reasons why we are saying no. If we are producing gold, let this gold develop our land, but not milking us while not building us. So when you talk of economic development or sustainable development, these are the things which we must do in regard to how we want our sub-regions, how we want our regions and our countries to be, and ourselves. Because at the end of the day, even if the country is developed, but you as an individual, if you are not developed, it means it will affect you as a person. And that's why we are saying youth, this is our time. Instead of sitting to go for gambling, to go for alcohol, for me, I have my katao in which it is called Katinda. In the morning, you see energetic, young, brilliant youth. They are sitting taking alcohol. When you ask, and you ask yourselves, what is not happening? And instead of using the energy to produce, we have agriculture, we have land. We still have land whereby we can do cattle rearing. We have land where we can do even more of agriculture. There is tea, as I told you, there is coffee. We are the main producers of coffee when you go to Ankware, as we follow the district of my brother here, Mitoma and Ebshenyi. But Wheju people, they have resources and they have explored the resources. But I don't know where the challenge is, and to me I was seeing the gap in the leadership. That is local government and the member of parliament we had by then, that they are not advocating for our people. And that's why we said no. And we tried our level best, but we didn't make it. However, we are serving on other different aspects of leadership at different levels. But my eye, and what I consider to be the most thing, it's as a youth leader of a parish, of a village, of a sub-county, what are you doing? In the morning, when others are going in the gardens, our fathers and our moms, when others are going to school, when others are going to open their shops, what are you doing as the youth? And that's why I'm saying the government here comes in. Bring up the projects which can employ our people. For example, we have tea factories, but we are having scarcity of workers in these tea factories. And when you could ask our youth, can we go and we contribute and we earn something in our pockets? They say no, we are in electoral season, so we are waiting for 1,000. And mind you, if you vote someone because has given you 1,000 or 2,000, you are not going to earn anything, because at the end of the day, the sustainable economy we are talking about, it starts with services. It is about environment. It's about the income. It is not all about what you put in your pocket, but are you protecting the environment?
Interesting
Yes.
remarks. And you mentioned something to do with in your trading center, there are young people who actually by 7 a.m. already in bars, and that is a reflection of many other trading centers in the communities where we come from.
And Madam Moderator, before you go, my district was ranked to be one of the highest districts with high levels of teenager pregnancies. Because at the age of 13, people are married. At the age of 14. And that's why me as a person, I came up with an NGO. And this NGO basically, it was all about how can we orient and mentor these students in schools, in primary schools, in secondary schools, in the villages, communities, churches, and it was alarming in my society. So I strongly say we still have a role to play as the youth leaders.
Interesting. And talking about the aspect of, as I get to you, Linda, society has perspectives that youth are poor, youth don't have money. When you look at the fact that you can have someone by 7 a.m. actually in a club, in a bar, with money, how are they getting this money? If we are saying we are unemployed, we are the majority, but yet we are crying of unemployment. So what money are they using to actually be able to fund or even to pay for these bills? And let me get to you, Linda. The state of youth economic transformation in Karamoja as a region, but also on your own understanding of Uganda generally, what is it like?
Oh, thank you so much. Before I answer that question, let me first give my perspective on what I think sustainable development should be. I think sustainable development, we as the young people, we should not just look at us receiving, we should not just be recipients, but are we also actively participating? Are we in things, like the way we call it nowadays, we're in things. Are we active? Are we participating in things to do with our own development? Like, for example, if we see we are in this long term, we are not just in activities that are short term, we are in long-term investments. When it comes to development of our country, are we in these things to do with industrialization, wealth creation? Are we participating in these things? Like when we look at our government, the government is trying as much as possible to bring programs to the youth, financing to the youth. The government has brought programs to do with the youth livelihood programs. The youth livelihood programs is in particularly, it's in every district, trying to see how to improve on the finances and the economies of every young person in each district. Now we also have where we have EMIOGA. EMIOGA is also a government program that is given to the youth. Although it is not given individually, it is given in a section of 10 to 15 people. The government is trying as much as possible to make sure that the youth are getting into business, the youth is getting into agriculture with that little funding that they give you. Although you are supposed to return back the money, it's like a soft loan. You do not refund it with interest. That is how the government is trying to improve you as a young person. Then also the other activities, some other soft loans are given to the young people. Let's say the Uganda Development Bank, it is giving loans to the young people in various districts for the young people to develop themselves. We also have this program of PDM that is being given to the young people in this country. Like when you look at this money, the 1 million shillings given, like 100 million is given per parish. You ask ourselves, as the young people, as the youth, this money is given to you. What are you using the money for? Are we investing it in agriculture? Are we doing something like to do with industrialization? Are we in soft skills? Are we in the digital marketing? What are we doing essentially with this money? Or are we just drinking the money? Because if we see the young people nowadays, you give them money, let's say in majority, if you take an example, in majority of the districts, the 1 million shillings that have been given to them for PDM, you find when people are using it for drinking, people are using it for marrying, then you ask yourself, this money they've given you, why don't you do something better for yourselves? Yeah. But then at the end of the day, you see that the government is giving out these programs, but there are also certain loopholes. How do we sustain these things? But then I personally believe that before this money was supposed to be given to the people, have the people been taught how to use this money? Before you start giving, let's say, for example, you come to a district like Abim, someone has never even owned 1,000 shillings, and then you give them 1 million shillings. That money is overwhelming if you've not at least taught them how to sustain it, how to use it. That's why you find a long run, this 1 million shillings has not been used in the way it's supposed to be used. People are just using it to drinking, and maybe some people because now we are in an era of smartphones where 1 million shillings, someone goes and buys an iPhone or maybe a Samsung. By the time you know it, you're left with only like 20,000, and you go back home and you're left with nothing.
Some are marrying other women.
Exactly. Thank you. Let me get to you, Regan. The state of socio-economic transformation, and particularly sustainable youth participation, what does it mean to you when you hear of such words?
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. I think this is a very interesting topic when it comes to our generation. We as the young people, not only young people. When we talk of young people now, people might think that we are talking of babies, what and what. With the youth, I think this is a topic which is very interesting. When we talk of economic development, it simply means the way how the government can look at opportunities to improve the living standards of people. And we shouldn't keep blaming the government that everything is in hands of government. When you find someone is not doing well economically, then we talk of government. But we as youth, what have we done? Or what are we going to put on table? Say that we can take a shift from where we are and we contribute economically to our country. And when you look at the term, the way it is said, sustainable, most of the things, or most of the programs we have here in this country, or even in other countries, when we try to look on those programs, they are not sustainable. And here our topic is about sustainability. When you give someone money, like the way how these programs always give youth offers, just to go and do this, you find that even when you invest that money, you can maybe invest in agriculture. At the end of the day, when you invest in, I can talk of the smaller projects that normally common people or the common youth normally do there in villages. Let's say you have decided to take the route of agriculture and you have maybe a garden of cabbages or tomatoes. The end result will be for you, you're just about to sell raw tomato like how it is. But if we can just have ventures, or if we can be innovative, or even these people who have managed maybe to go to school, like the way how I'm seeing everyone here saying that he's a youth lead in his or her community, to go and talk to these people. I have seen people who are too creative and innovative. They look at doing some things like liquid soap, they do bars of soap, like such things. Even Jerry, you find that maybe this one is motivating and skilling people to do this. If we can really take that kind of direction and we empower those people, you will find that even someone at the end of the season, if we have been having maybe tomatoes at the end of the season, because of the climatic changes that always come, you will shift from their side and then you will be under the processing process. You start producing like tomato sauce, something that is something that can be sustainable. That's what we should talk of. And it is clear that Uganda is one of the youngest countries in terms of the age. When you look at 75% of the young people in this country, and it is clear because I tried to follow the statistics of UBOS when they conducted National Housing and Population Census, it was clear that it is estimated that around 60% of the young people in this country, they are unemployed. And when you look at these ones who are unemployed, most of them, they are doing a bit well in informal sector. And when you look at informal sector, it is doing very well. But though most of the people are in informal sector, they are not all that empowered. Because when you look at processes, like currently, I think all of you panelists and our Madam Moderator, we have been following the trade orders that they are enforcing in most of cities, municipalities. Even for me, I could take it at the level of municipality. But I have seen in some town councils, even they are also trying to do enforcement order. And I think these people who are coming up with such policies, they are not too well versed with about the social community. Because when you chase someone who has been in that kind of informal sector, and at the end of the day, yes, it's true, they have been saying that informal sector is not contributing well to the taxes of the country. Even they are saying that people who are owning these kiosks and who are operating from containers, they don't pay this kind of property tax. And the government is just eyeing at how they are going to collect taxes. But at the end of the day, they don't know how they are living, those people. And most of these people who have chapat stores, who are doing chips, they are young people, I think around 25 to 35, yes, around there. But when you leave them, yes, I do support the government to some extent, that it's good to put their ventures to see how they can formalize these informal sectors, so that we can build our economy. But there should be a clear procedure of phasing out these informal sectors. Because when you tell me that you want to wake up one morning and you say that everyone who is here, I want you just to disappear. Even in the way how they are doing these things, you see them,
they are dismantling even some of their properties they are selling. So, to me, I think even we as young people, as we look at the government, how we can be supported, how policies can come on our favor, we should look at things that can matter to us.
Interesting. Thank you for that. Let me get back to you, Wycliffe.
Yes.
What opportunities can young people explore, for example, outside their career? Because people go to school, our parents sell land, they take you to school, you decided to be a lawyer, to be an engineer. But when you get out of school, things are different. What opportunities can we explore way beyond career in case you are able to actually attain education?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Moderator. What I can say for now, I always have my mentor, and he always tells me that you cannot be rich when you become stuck on one job you are doing. And that's the same we are doing. If you are doing your profession, make sure that you have other target strategies on how you can get money. For example, I will give an example of myself. For me, I did bachelor's in political science at Chambogo University. But you cannot minus when I was participating for the season, I do other businesses outside there. And that's why we are saying, if you are employed in UBOS, in KCCA, why can't you open up a salon in Chanja with 5M?
When you talk about opening it in Chanja,
yes,
I am looking at a student who has been getting pocket money from their home,
yes,
who has been getting rent from their home.
Yes.
They have just graduated.
Yes.
Perhaps they have not even received any money. They don't
Yes.
have any money. And you're telling them to start up a salon in Chanja. With
Our best organization called BCTI,
Yes.
that is Buhweju Community Transformation Initiative Limited, and I'm the chairperson. We are having our 3 pillars. 1 is education, 2 is income, and the 3rd one is networking. In this, when you are at campus, who are your circles? Who are your friends? Because at the end of the day, for us, we want to know. Now that I'm coming from a humble background, that's why I call myself a son of a peasant. So when I go at campus, I make sure that I be with the right people. Yes,
but
because at the end of the day,
son of a peasant
yes, my
is
dear
ironical on you.
Mm.
It's ironic on you because how are you going to convince me, a daughter of the soil of Bushenyi, that you are son of a peasant when you're holding iPhone 17 and maybe peasant I'm understanding it differently.
What I'm telling you is our parents were the ones who were the peasants. But we are now changing the status quo.
Okay.
And we are proving people that we can do better, even than these people who are from good backgrounds. So what I was telling you, a humble girl from Bushenyi, when you reach in Makerere University, you first see what is the circle of your friends. For me, when I came in year 1, I was contesting as the GRC. I remember my elder brother here. I approached him because he was a GRC and I wanted to be one. He guided me. So I said, now to get out of this, I must affiliate myself with the people who are from good background. And I can tell you, for them to know that I was not among themselves, I was a minister. So you use opportunities to get to the people. So, for example, when I go down with campus, someone who gave me 2M was from State House and was not my auntie, was not my relative, but it's because of a connection I had from a friend. And she was the auntie of the friend of mine. So that's what I'm saying. When you are doing a government work or any job, make sure that you have a side hustle business. I always see my brother Kirik, he's in money lending. I see he's very rich, the way you see him. He calls people, come and we give you loans, come and we give you loans. So minus work, you'll be doing something which can give you transport because you're not going to get fuel from the work salary. And that's why in the same, when you are in the village, for example, in the morning, you've gone to the garden. Then afternoon, what are you doing? Do you have a side house, even if it's a garden, a simple garden for cabbage, whereby you can a pineapple garden, such that you can get a pineapple, you take it to a shopping center, they give you some money, you buy your kasoda. So to me, minus having professional jobs, we must think of what else can we do. You see these projects, they have been talking of PDM, wealth creation among the youth. But you see our youth, some of them have used, I have 2 examples of the youth. One injected, it was the guy opened a salon, got a room because in the village it is 50 for a room, and you find this guy had earned a lot of money. And he was telling me, you know, Wiki, I opened it using 800,000 there, but now the guy is in 2M. So it's according to the perspective we take it. You as a person, what do you want to do? And what do you want to be? But if you get it and you use it to inject in getting girls, in getting what, it means you won't succeed.
Interesting. Let me get back to you, Linda. How do we leverage or build synergies in terms of collaboration and networking to be able to achieve together, win as a team, but also to be able to contribute and get awareness around the programs that the government has put in place and even those in the private sector?
Oh, thank you so much. I think as youth leaders, let's say, for example, those who are in the youth league, and they're the ones right now, since politics is over, I believe the youth league, what they do is now to monitor government.
Is politics over or elections?
No, elections are over. So I think they were the main people who are trying to make sure people are being elected, we get the right leaders.
We are protecting the gain.
We are protecting the gain. Now that the gain has been protected, we have to monitor and see what are the gains, how are we making sure that these gains are being put into what it's supposed to meant to be. So for example, the youth league people and also those ones in National Youth Council, it is our main priority as leaders. It's our duty. We owe our young people out there, it's a duty of care to tell them, okay, as the youth leaders, which programs do we have? We have YLP, the youth livelihood programs, we have Yoga, we have PDM. Are we following up the PDM? Yet they said PDM, the 30% should be for the young people, it should be for the youth. Is this 30% really given to the people? Or is it just there for formality, but what is on ground is very, very different? Then I also personally believe, I always take it within me as a leader to do things to do with mentorship. Mentorship is something that is very, very crucial. We rise by lifting others. I'm someone who has come up to my point that I am in. I just didn't come out of the blue. Someone mentored me to be there. So as for me as a youth leader, I also have to do the same thing. Mentor communities, mentor the girls in my community, mentors other leaders, and say, okay, make sure that whatever little knowledge you know about government programs or whatever little knowledge you know about business, make sure you give it to other people so that they can benefit from the same things that you're benefiting from. Like, for example, my brother is having is it a community-based organization?
Yes.
I actually love that what you're doing. I think that as a person, I should also copy the same and take it to my community so that we can all benefit as a whole. So communities should come up with things to do with circles. I remember the president, when we were having things to do with at the Afro-Arab Youth Conference that we had last year, he was trying to ask us young people, don't just say that you're young people, but then what do you believe in? For him, he believed in Pan-Africanism and social development. But as a young people, at least have something that you believe in. Don't just say, I'm a young person. Then also, as a young person, what we could be keeping in our minds, yes, right now, in our society, the society that we live in right now, we are the most educated young people right now. But however, things are very different because we are also the most unemployed, and also we are the most aware generation that we have. What is the best thing that we can do? We cannot wait for white collar jobs. We have to employ ourselves at this point. Yeah. We start our own businesses. We are having things to do with agriculture. When you look at agriculture right now, it's the big thing that all the young people should be getting into. Agriculture is not about subsistence agriculture that we used to know, where our grandparents were digging and what. But now there's modern agriculture. How best can we use this knowledge to expand ourselves so that we don't have to be knocking the office doors waiting and be like, okay, now I graduated 5 years ago, but now I don't have a job. No, jobs are very unlimited right now. Find something to do, join agriculture. Then right now we are having things to do with the government with Agenda 2063 is trying to focus things to do with industrialization. We are having oil and gas. As a young person, now you see that the government is focusing on oil and gas. do you have an oil and gas certificate? Do you have a skill and something to do with industrialization, something to do with oil and gas? Why don't you just focus your main aspect on what the government is also trying to focus in? Because that is where the money is coming from.
Interesting. Thank you, Linda, for that. Let me get back to you, Wycliffe. How do we now leverage on technology for economic transformation? Yes. Oh, sorry. I should have said Regan. Yes. Let's get to you, Regan.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator, once again. That is the point that we should take serious. We are the young people, or we are the youth. But when we look at that, most of the times when we are talking about the percentage of 75 of the young people, when we talk of technology, I think when you take a certain portion of those people who can just go in advanced technology, they are the ones maybe I think who have managed to attain like a P7 and above. And I want to be clear to you that most of the young people, the good thing, all these people, they managed to participate in previous youth elections. You know who were your voters. Yeah. You could find someone even who cannot write a name, but you're looking for people just to be on a village committee. So that is the kind of percentage that we are talking of. So when you talk of technology, even someone who is also using a button phone, it means we have to take a step. We have to bring in some initiatives that are going to, even to channel minds of these people. Even in Uganda here, all Africans, we learn by touching. So if we are to take that step, and we go that direction of saying that we are going to go in that way of technology, me, I do support that one, because it's true that when we do that kind of thing, leveraging technology and digital economy, we have looked at some of initiatives that are coming in. Even when you look at the presidential skilling hubs that are, I think right now they are at level of sub-regions. They do other courses. You see tailoring, you see fabrication and welding, hairdressing, all of the things. But we have not seen the corner where they are saying that maybe someone who has finished Form 4, when you come here, we have a special course for technology. Maybe I can term it as ICT. So that person.
There is the ICT hub there, which actually offers all that.
Exactly. It is just one in the whole country. If we are talking of industry hubs that we have, they are on level of sub-regions. But the courses that we have there, we don't have ICT. I'm quite sure on that. So if they are, you see, the government is just trying to ignore that. And if we fail to educate our young people about that, it means you will tell someone, yeah, you have educated me about hairdressing, about welding. And nowadays, everything is digital. If you want to market your products, maybe you have your salon, you want to tell someone who is maybe next to your sub-county that you do this kind of business. The good thing in villages, those ones who can manage maybe to access smartphones, groups are very many. You see groups for archdeaconaries, you see groups for footballers, Mothers Union, even border people, they also have such groups. If we can try to utilize those groups, if these young people in villages are empowered, how to use technology, I think even the way how they can manage or to market their businesses, it can be a bit simpler. And in the same way, even when we come to this side of young people who are elites, the ones who have managed to go to school, have we managed to take initiative to use the gadgets that we have? I can tell you that we are here. Now someone might be a graduate in a certain course, but when they say that you're here, you're home, you're not employed anywhere, just come and we give you a small job where you can be earning a living, where you can be starting from. And they say, just come and be a secretary here. Everyone has a smartphone, but how many people even who can go just on a printer and they print a document? So we don't want to take initiative, even to go for these short courses. Someone can be like, me, I can just be home. I cannot just go to do a certificate of 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And yet at the end of the day, we are going to say that we are not employed. To some extent, I say that it's only that we are not only unemployed, but we are not employable. some of opportunities are there, but even when they take you, there is nothing that you can put on table. And I can tell you that if you hold a smartphone at the moment, or if you have a laptop, it means you have a business in your hands.
Yes.
But how many people have decided to do that? Or we just be there bossing around and say, me, I cannot sell, I'm a girl, I cannot do a small business of earrings. Yet your circles are full of young people.
We're on TikTok.
You're on TikTok. And
But I don't want us to negate that TikTok is just not as influential as it is, because people are earning huge sums of money on TikTok. People are doing marketing on TikTok.
I'm one of the people earning.
People are doing
exactly.
amazing.
Yes.
For me to come in at that point, we know that some people, they are just doing their businesses online, like TikTok. They will have sometimes people look at TikTok as if it's a channel of these mediocres and people who take things not serious. I want to tell you, it's very clear. You might be there when you have a business, or if you have a TikTok account. From here, just go and open it. One person is going just to be advertising his or her products, but the ones who are following, there is no one who is doing something productive on that channel, apart from supporting one. Why do you want to support someone when you don't want to be supported in the same line? So we should take such lines. Me, I think it can be a good initiative, even when they are talking of curriculum-based, is it curriculum-based what?
Competence-based curriculums.
Yeah, that one. I think right now it is in secondary schools. In what they are doing, if they can maybe do a shift even to primary schools, and they put there maybe, we can call it ICT or what, maybe computer studies, so that if someone can come from a primary school, when he or she is maybe well versed with how just even to click on a keyboard, then when you shift to secondary school, you can be having clear knowledge about the way how you can use that in this technology, in this kind of era where we are talking of technology. And I don't think that there is any kind of business that you can operate at the moment, and you do it, and you say that whoever comes and finds me maybe at my station is the one who is going to support me, and you prosper in your business.
Thank you.
I think we have to do marketing online. Even not doing marketing, you have to research about the products. Nowadays, people, they are engaged in exporting and importing. If you are going to import, I don't think that everyone has to go to China or to Juba or to where you can get your products from. You have to be having that kind of information where you can use ICT to look and Google the things that can be on the market, things are original, things that they can just come here and you make you get profits out of them.
Thank you for that well-stated conversation on how youth can actually leverage on technology or online facilitated to be able to actually achieve something for themselves. I have one artist that I usually follow, and she makes something that her name is Cardi B. She mentions something that learn to turn your followers into $1. That all those followers you have, whether they are 10, whether they are 20, at least find a way of turning them into $1. So if you have 20 followers and you're able to get $20, it's money. So don't just post, don't do what. Even if you're just speaking, you can find a way of earning from selling actually a service, which is public speaking. But let me get your parting shots, and I'll start it off with you, Wycliffe, and on the parting shots, also tell us on an individual level what are you going to do for others, not just yourself, on an individual level, especially that you're a youth leader.
Yes, for me, I want to go back to my district, basically, as how my brother here was saying it out. We are saying laptops, we are saying phones, but we have districts like where we don't have networks.
Or electricity.
Yes, I go, when I reach there, it means after 2 days, it's when I will go on the top of a hill to get a network. So it means the government now should come in. That's why we are saying, yes, how many people can afford data? Because at the end of the day, we are saying technology. On a laptop, you use data. On a phone, you use data. But you find someone, he doesn't have the capacity to buy data. So that's why we are saying to the government, look, can you come up with the projects which are employing our youth? such that they have something in their pockets and they are able to get data.
Maybe Wycliffe, since
Yes.
you mentioned that, just in a minute, if you could also highlight on the local solutions that you think should be done, and particularly to youth in rural communities or youth that are not able to afford phones or even be part of the internet world that we are in.
Yes. So thank you, Madam Tracy. For me, I am a person of practical, whereby, for example, there is a chairperson of our district called Mr. Deho. He has an NGO, and I think he's a member of that NGO. They have convinced some donors to give people funds, especially in my community, and they have called the youth leaders in my district. They have also called leaders at a sub-county level. They have taught them on how to use the funds. And you now see the information is got easier to these communities. And to me, it goes to our leaders. What are they doing? Because at the end of the day, the role of a leader, it is to lobby for your people. So if we have these people who are even able to give it at no cost, but someone cannot go to convince them to bring them to their communities, that's why I say they are failed leaders. And it's one of the reasons to why I said I was able in Form 5 to take students to my region. We traversed the old churches and we have been, I see the products of what we were yearning for like 3 years back. What about if you have the capacity as a member of parliament? So to me, I think it starts with our leaders, depending on the society where you do come from. If you don't have electricity, why can't you as a leader? Because like my district, for us, we don't have electricity. Where I come from, I have to get a border of 3,000 to charge my phone. Yes, this is, I'm not making news here on a TV. No, it's true. You are in a deep village, which means even if you have a phone or a laptop, you won't have electricity to charge this phone. You look, the solars we are having, they are very expensive.
When it rains.
Yes, when it rains, it's also a challenge. So to me, I say the government, where are you? Mtuyambe. That's why for me as a leader, I was coming, and the reasons why they are very clear. We are coming basically for the services. And you cannot attain sustainable development when you don't have these ones which are going to push what we are talking about.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Wycliffe, for that. Linda, your parting shots.
Thank you so much. I think one thing that I want to encourage us, the young people or the youth, is that we should be able to demand for accountability from our leaders, because if we do not demand for accountability, we shall always be left behind. And also, as a young person, make sure that at village levels, when they call for village meetings, make sure you attend, know what is going on in your village. Leadership is not just, you should not be having a title, or maybe you should not be called a chairperson or a vice chairperson or a councillor in order to become a leader. Leadership is very broad. You can be a leader in the middle, you can be a leader at the front, you can be a leader in every sphere of life. Then also something that I want us to know is that to do with government programs, there is a government, when it comes to the young people, the government has given contracts of 10% to the young people. We should be able, ignorance is not something, that ignorance is bad. These people are taking advantage of us because we do not know that we are given 10% of government contracts. Otherwise, we would be now thriving, get into your districts and demand for these contracts and say, okay, the young people have been given a space of 10%. How do we benefit from these government contracts? And also in terms of economic development, are we focused on businesses? Are we doing something to do with bricklaying, for example, in my area like Habim? Are we focused to do in something like agriculture? Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll get your parting shots with Regan in less than a minute.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. To me, it is very clear that most of the young people, they are always crying and lamenting about government programs. But me, I want to state this clearly, that we have to start projects, without any concern, without any support from government. I want to tell you this, if we can be there, maybe we have small earnings, and we say, let us start saving, maybe on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis. It means that one, we can pull resources easily, and then at the end of the day, we can build a strong financial base where we can start getting money within our circles. And even that can help us. Of course, when you're starting a business in form of a group, it means you have reduced on chances of risks, and then you have increased the support base. So we have to start doing things even without any kind of support from the government. Because when we keep crying to those people, they will keep knowing that for us we are beggars. They give us when they feel that they should give us. That is one thing. Even apart from raising money maybe to start a business, even such groups or such corporations, I can call them maybe investment clubs, they can also create opportunities to keep us accountable. Because when we are friends of maybe like 5 people, we are saving together. When we see you taking maybe a different path from our objectives, we have to pull you back. We put you on the right lane. We keep pushing harder so that we can be sustainable in whatever we are doing. And even adding a brick to sustainable development economically. And I want to conclude by saying that here in Uganda, whether it's government or NGO, all these political leaders, investing in young people is not just a favor to them, but it is the foundation of the building the Uganda's future economy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Building Uganda's future economy. And of course, to Muhimbise Wycliffe, all the way from Buhweju district, Linda Awili Ouma, all the way from Abim district, and Regan Click, all the way from Mitoma district, on Youth of Purpose today, as we discuss youth that is under sustainable or socio-economic transformation, which is actually meaningful, not just participation. Treslin Ankunda hosting this specific episode. I want to thank the team on production, Tyson and Martha, and everyone who makes this possible, but also to thank you 24 Television for creating this platform for young people to be able to share their views and ideas. Thank you so much. See you next time, same place.
Youth of Purpose.